Hey Pilates people, welcome to Connect and Move. My name is Jessica. Today I will be taking you through a classical reformer flow. We will not get to every exercise for quite a few reasons, right? A lot of them require a good spot and just for time, right? So you will though need your reformer, of course, your box, some type of pole, could be shorter than this, longer than this. If you don't have this, you can always use a towel, but one of those two things, and then some type of sticky pad for when we get to stomach massage. If you don't have one of these, you can always just go for a lighter spring because otherwise you might just be sliding around on the carriage. All right, so like I said, advanced reformer flow today, classical. So we're gonna be moving pretty fast. Not as much cueing today. If you feel that, the springs that I'm cueing you to use is not good for you, your reformer, whatever the reason, right? Please honor your body and adjust accordingly. So we're gonna start with 2 mediums and a heavy spring for footwork. Please know that I'm gonna challenge you and myself for our 100. I'm gonna use the same springs that I use for footwork. So keep that in mind, right? So the heavier you go, the harder that 100's gonna be, in a way, right? So 2 mediums and a heavy. For me, that's gonna be 2 reds and a green spring for balanced body. All right, so when you have all of your toys, your bells and whistles, you're gonna have a lie back, and let's start with some footwork. So before we push the carriage out, I want you to find that long line of energy out through the crown of the head and down through the tailbone. Feel the arms stretch down and into the mat, right? So everything's already working right from the get-go. Feel your collarbones open. Place all 10 toes on, heels together, toes apart. So even your last little nub of a pinky toe is connected. Press your heels together. Exhale out all of your breath. Find your abdominals. And then on your next inhale, you're gonna press the carriage out and think of getting longer as you pull the carriage in. Inhale takes you out. Exhale, pull yourself in. So remember, footwork is here to set you up for the rest of class. I mean, there's a lot of other things, but use it to find that balanced work, to find your breath, to find the reach out through the arms. Let's do 2. And last one, pull it all the way in. Let's come onto the arches, hip socket distance apart and in parallel. Pull down on the foot bar. Focus more on the heels reaching down and under. Press the carriage out on that inhale. Exhale, pull yourself home. For me personally, here's where I really feel the firing up through the back of my legs and my seat muscles. Inner thighs are at the party, right? We're not letting the knees wander all over the place. Palms are suction cupped to the mat. Inner edges of your heels reaching down and under. Big toes are still reaching up and over. All right, let's do 2. And last one, pull it all the way in. Let's come onto the heels. Keep your feet flexed, drive right through the center of your heels, press the carriage out, and then pull down as you pull the carriage in. Inhale out, exhale, pull it in. And as you're driving through the center of the heels, find a little bit of a pull apart on the foot bar, as if you had like a band on the outside of your ankles and you were just trying to find a gentle press outwards, keeping the knees in line with your ankles, in line with your sit bones. 3, and 2, and 1. Pull it all the way in. Let's come back down to your first position. Press the carriage all the way out. Let your chest and your neck relax. Keep the legs straight, lower the back of the thighs down. Actively flex your feet and then lift the heels up. We flex the feet as the heels lower, and then we point as the heels lift. So there's work in both directions. Keep the inner ankle bones drawing in towards one another, even though they may not be touching. And make sure every toe pad stays connected. Last one here. We lift the heels and bend the knees, come all the way home. All right, so let's go ahead and roll you up. Here's your opportunity, if you want, to adjust your springs. Otherwise, we're just gonna drop the foot bar all the way down, come lying down on your back, If your low back is a little cranky today, start with your knees into your chest. For everybody, you're gonna grab onto your long loops. And if your knees aren't into your chest, you're gonna start with your legs down onto the foot bar. All right, so press your heels together, wrap your fists around, and now all together, arms come down, legs go out, curl the head, neck, and shoulders up. Start inhaling and exhaling as you pump. Inhale and exhale. You pick the position of your legs. No matter where they're at, though, the carriage isn't moving. That comes from the reach of the arms. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Think fists forward, abdomen pulling back. 3 more. Inhale and exhale. 2 more. And exhale. Last one. And exhale, 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 exhale. All the air out. Lower the legs down with control. Arms float up. Take the straps into one hand. You're gonna roll yourself up. Teaser the legs off to the side or rest them down like I'm doing. You're gonna pop off your heavy spring. So 2 medium springs is where everybody's at. Headrest is gonna be down. Go ahead and lie all the way down. Take the straps back into your hands. Legs drape over the foot bar. Legs are zipped up and in parallel. Wrap the fists around. Find that broad collarbone. We're getting ready for an inversion, so weight goes into the shoulders. And then as the arms come down, legs come right up to 90, pause. Dig the arms into the mat, make them longer. Legs go up and over for your rollover. When they're here, squeeze the legs together. Can you get them straighter? And can you relax your chest away from your chin? From here, keep the shoulders down into the mat and then roll the hips away, away, away. Once the hips hit, legs lower down, arms come back up again. Arms come down, up and over. Think of lifting the hips up to the ceiling and find space between chin and chest. Roll the spine all the way down once the hips hit. Arms raise, legs lower to your working angle. Again, up and over. Make the arms longer. Now, keeping the legs zipped up, can you reach the toes up to the sky like a little baby jackknife? Mine is not very big today. And then lower the legs back down. Last one. Reach the toes up. Keep reaching the toes up to the sky and then roll all the way down, 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 down. Once the hips hit, arms raise, legs lower down. Now bring the knees into the chest. Arms come down by your side. Bend the elbows just to 90. If it's available, curl the head, neck, and shoulders up. Straighten the arms, straighten the legs out, hold. Only the legs. They open, they close. Bend the knees all the way in. Bend the elbows. Again, straighten the arms, straighten the legs. Hold, reach, open, close. Bend everything in. Then you bend the elbows. Straighten the arms, straighten the legs. Hold. Bring your right knee into your chest. Make your left leg longer and switch. Work that knee pulling into the air for 3, 2, and 1. Both legs go out first. Both knees into the chest. Bend the elbows, hang in there. Arms and legs go out, hold. Good, bring both knees into your chest. Both legs out. Both knees into your chest. Both legs out. Exhale, pull the knees into the chest. Inhale out. Exhale, pull the knees into the chest. Both legs out, hold. Both legs open. They close. Bend the knees all the way in. Bend the elbows. And then lower down. Take the straps into one hand. If you want to be fancy again, roll yourself up. Pop off a spring. You are now down to 1 medium spring. You're going to spin around, face the back end of your reformer. There's a palm's distance behind your booty and the edge of the mat. Cross your legs if you need, holding onto your long loops. You're going to sit up tall, squeeze the legs together, but also think of the legs pushing down into the mat. Row the fists into the sternum, roll yourself back. Pause back here. Legs get longer, pubic bone tilts back just a bit more. Keep the shape of your spine. Arms go out to the side. Make the arms longer here. Thumbs are pointing down to the floor. Press the arms back. Dive the head up and over. Lift the ribs off your thighs. Now with straight arms, arms lift up. Lift up. lift up. They circle around out to the sides of the room. Reach forward and then stack your spine up tall. 2 more, a little bit faster. Row the fists into the sternum. Roll back. Arms stretch out. Long neck. Press the arms back. Dive up and over. Create space between fists and your head. Lift the arms. Circle them around. Reach for your toes. And then stack up tall. Last one, best one. Roll yourself back. Keep the space in your upper back. Arms go out. Press back. Dive up and over. Lift the ribs, lift the arms. Circle around out to the sides. And stack your spine up tall. Uncross, recross your legs if they're crossed. Arms up at 90. All right. Razor flat back here. You're going to hinge back. The whole shape goes back. Go back. Now, keep the shape of your spine. Punch the arms up. We lift up, lift up, lift up. When you can't go any further, you round your spine. Turn the palms facing down to the floor. Same ending as before. Pull the arms down and back. Reach back. Lift the arms. Circle the arms around and past your feet. And then back up. Arms up at 90. Hinge back. Hinge back. Go back. Punch the arms up. Lift, lift, lift. Round forward. Pull the arms down and back. Lift. They circle around, up and out of the water. And then stack your spine up tall. Last one, best one. Get longer. Stretch back. Biceps to the ears. Come on. Up, up, up. Round forward. Get those legs razor straight. Circle the arms around. Past your toes. And then stack everything back up. All right. Go ahead and just hang up the straps for a second. We're now going to spin around. Face the other direction. Quick rowing front. So legs are straight. Hook your thumbs around the long loops, right? So my fingers are on top. I'm gonna sit up tall, all right? Wrap your fists around, squeeze the inner thighs together, point out through the toes. Straighten the arms out at that high diagonal, stay tall and lifted. Arms come down, tap the mat with your fists. Arms lift up, open the arms out wide to the sides of the room, around and then back down. Elbows bent. They go out, right? There's your push-up. Arms come down. Can you keep the sides of your neck long as the arms lift, 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 and then open around to the sides of the room? Last one, best one. All right, pin the elbows in to start. Punch out through the fists. They lower down, they tap down. Grow taller, 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 and then open them around to the sides of the room. Flex your feet. Pull your pinky toes back. Squeeze your legs together. Press your fists to the mat. Dive up and over. Round forward. When you're here, think of reaching the fists below the springs. Now, keep the rounding of the spine. Lift the arms up to just to shoulder height. And then from here, arms stay stable. Stack the spine all the way up. All the way up. Arms lift up to the ceiling. They open around to the sides of the room. And then back to the start position. Fists into the mat. Squeeze the legs together. Dive up and over. Reach forward. Lift the ribs off those thighs. Lift the arms. Stack the spine up tall. Arms come up and then open around to the sides. Last one, best one here. Up and over. Arms lift. Now the arms are going to come with you. So as you stack your spine up tall, arms lift up to the ceiling and then open around to the sides. All right, crisscross applesauce those legs. And take your fingers into the straps, so now thumbs around the other side. So you're still gonna keep that tall lifted spine. Circle the arms around and out in front of you. Thumbs together, index fingers together. Palms, tilt them down towards the floor. Bend the elbows wide, hands come to your head, and then straighten the arms back out. We exhale as the elbows bend, and then inhale the arms back out. So as we do our shave here, can you keep the shoulders from elevating into the ears? Very easy to just want to go into your neck here. Last one, straighten the arms out. Can you keep the arms there and now uncross, recross your legs? Oh, so gracefully. Keep the lift out through the crown of your head, open the arms out to the sides. Keep holding on with fists now, and now hug the fists together for your hug. And then open the arms out wide. Exhale, hug the fists together, pull your sternum back, and then inhale to open. Now we exhale to stay, inhale to close, and then exhale to open. Inhale, grow taller as the fists come together. exhale to open. Last one, inhale to close, and then exhale to open. Lower the arms, go ahead and hang up your straps. And before we grab our long box, I want you to place another medium spring on. Medium spring comes on. Go ahead and bring your foot bar back up into that footwork position, and let's grab our long box. All right, we're gonna climb on our box like a surfboard, head towards your foot bar. So we're gonna do our swan 1 first before we try to attempt our swan 2. So zip your legs up together, hands are on your foot bar, and it's gonna be somewhere on your face in line with the foot bar. So drive your pelvis into the box, find that long line of energy out through the crown of your head again. Press the carriage out. Hold here with straight arms. Pull apart on that foot bar. As you rise up, lift up, allow the pelvis to lift with you, and then lower everything back down. Bend the elbows wide, there's your shave. Arms press out. We lift, lift, lift. Bring those ribs with you, open up your collarbones, and then lower all the way down. Last one like this, press it out. We lift, 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 come all the way back down, bend the elbows wide, come all the way home. All right, let's go ahead, drop the foot bar all the way down. We come off now for our swan 2. So you're gonna come around to the end of your reformer, step up onto your platform, still with these heavy springs on. So I'm gonna press the carriage out a little bit to where I can get kind of the top of my thighs onto the edge of the box. My toes are inside the frame here, okay? Some people do place them up against the foot bar. I like them here. It makes the springs heavier and more supportive. So heels together, toes apart. My forehead is into the box. I'm gonna curl my pelvis in towards the box. All right, so feel how that opens up your low back and engages your backside. Go ahead and press the carriage out to straight legs. Hold here. Make sure that you're in a position to where you're not terribly in pain. Now feel like you're standing in your legs. Reach the arms down and back behind you and lift your chest up. And now hold here. Feel that your tailbone is reaching long, your ribs are lifted up into your chest, and now arms are gonna circle out wide to the sides of the room, and then reach them out in front of you, chest lowers down a little bit, and now bend into your knees and just lower everything down, bring the carriage home. All right, again, press the carriage out, reach the arms down and back behind you, stand into your legs, reach the arms out to that letter T, out in front of you, and then think of rounding up and over as you pull the carriage in. All right, so if anything, you should be feeling that backside. Last one, we're gonna switch it up. Press it out. Pull the arms down and back. All right, keep them back here. Lift the chest up maybe a little bit higher. And now take the arms out to that letter T. Now out in front of you, all right? So this is your super person here. Now start to bend into your knees, and then maybe you can lift your chest up a hair higher. Really push into that frame. And now from here, can you pull the carriage in a little bit closer? There you go, lift your chest, and now press the carriage out, find that long line, lower the chest down, and then just round up and over the box, arms come down. All right, so take your hands onto the box, press yourself up, just pike the hips up, and now we're gonna take off a spring. So we're down to 1 medium spring for our pull straps. Go ahead and just walk yourself out. You're about mid-chest onto the edge of the box. You wanna make this harder. You choke up higher on the ropes. Easier, still challenging, grab onto the tape. Zip your legs up together. Feel like you're standing in your legs once again. Arms are straight, pull them down and back. Hug the arms into your center line, and then lower everything down. Again, pull the arms down and back. Hug everything in tight, and then lower everything down. Keep driving your pubic bone into the box. Pull the arms down and back. Hold. 2, 3, and then arms come all the way down. Slide the hands down to the long loops. Arms go out to the side. You are barely in spring tension right now, all right? Lift the arms higher than your chest. Lead with your pinkies, pull them wide and back towards your hips. Roll your chest open. Turn those palms facing down to the floor. They stay like that as they go back out to that letter T. 2 more like this. Pull them wide and back. Create space between ears and shoulders, y'all. Arms lift, out wide to the side. Again, pull them wide and back, hold. 2, 3, arms lift, wide to the sides. All right, take the straps into one hand, go ahead and come off, and you're gonna place another spring on. That is another medium spring. So, playing around with the reds today for me. Watch out for all the stuff you got on the floor. So I've got my straps into my right hand, right hand, left hand here. I'm gonna get on for my backstroke. I'm gonna have a seat on the edge of the box, like really, really close to the edge, okay? Now when you lie down, don't let the carriage move, okay? So knees come into your chest, hands are gonna circle around and up like this, kind of like your shave or you're rowing. So my chest is lifted up through the arms, legs are hugging together. Now without moving the carriage again, straighten the arms, straighten the legs up. Open the arms, open the legs. Now the carriage moves. Press into spring tension. They circle around and reach, reach, reach. Bend everything all the way back in. Guide the carriage in with control. Keep the chest lifted. We go up on 1. We open on 2. Circle everything around and reach those fists above your thighs. Hold. 2, 3, and then bend everything back in. Let's reverse it. Press everything out, hold. Reach so hard into the straps you could roll up another inch. They're gonna circle around, up, and bend everything back in. Keep the chest lifted. Woo! Again, we go out, hold. 2, 3, they circle around, and then bend everything back in, and then lower the head down for a second. All right. If you can, you're gonna change it now to a 1 medium spring again. 1 medium spring. I was gonna say if you can keep your straps in your hand, try it. I can't do it, not on this big box. So teaser, hips are gonna be a little bit more on the box than they were before. Low back bothering you, start with your knees into your chest. Lie all the way down. Head is hanging off the box. Arms are out to the side. Find a little Pilates V, right? Otherwise your legs are gonna be draped over the foot bar, okay? So press your heels together. Think of reaching out through your fists or your fingertips. Take a big breath in. And then on your exhale, find some spring tension. Reach up into the straps, all right? And then roll yourself up. Lift your legs up or reach them out. Find the top of your teaser. Palms are facing up to the ceiling. Just hold here and breathe in it. Can you find more length out through the crown of your head? More reach from the back. And now keep reaching up and into the straps and then roll the pelvis back, roll back, roll back. Legs go where you want them to go. Take a big breath in here at the bottom. On your exhale, push into the straps. Reach up into the straps. Find the top of your teaser today. That could be bent knees. It could be straight legs. Hold. 2, 3. Now can you lift the arms up a little bit as you roll back? Roll back, roll back. Resist, resist, resist. I find the rollback's the hardest part of this. Last one here, we're gonna play with the arms. Exhale, push up into the straps. Hold here at the top, palms still facing up to the ceiling. Lower the arms down, and then lift them back up. Inhale as they lower. Exhale, scoop them up. The reach, it's like coming from your middle ribs. Last one, reach up and into the straps, and then lower, lower, lower all the way back down. Hang your straps, or actually hold on to them, I lie, and then go ahead and come all the way up. We're gonna skip breaststroke, and we're gonna do our horseback. So take the straps with you, and you're gonna straddle the box. So you're kind of seated right about where I am, ish. So let's start with your feet hugging into the box. Palms are facing up to the ceiling, elbows are bent. So you're gonna sit up tall here. Hug those thighs into the box, or maybe your calves. And then from here, just like your teaser, reach the arms out in front of you, round your spine, pull back through the ribs, push into the feet and curl your tailbone under, and then bend the elbows, stack your spine up tall. Last one like this, reach the arms out, tuck the hips under, push into the feet, and then bring everything back in. Now we take the feet off the sides, right? In fact, let's go straight legs. Straight legs, feet flexed, all right? So hug in with your inner thighs like crazy. Palms stay facing up to the ceiling. We press the arms out. Don't be afraid to lean forward. Now, point out through the toes, squeeze on the box, tuck the hips under even more, and then bend everything back in. Just go back to flex feet. Take a big breath in. On your exhale, we punch out. Toes pointed. Can you broaden your collarbone a little bit more? Can you pull back through the ribs a bit more? And now bend the elbows, flex your feet. So don't be afraid to lean forward, but still keep pulling back through the stomach. Do one more here, all right? So energy out through your heels. Squeeze in on the box. Reach forward. Round up and over. Let those hips lift off the box. Curl the pubic bone to your navel, and then bend everything back in. All right. Go ahead and hang up your straps. Go ahead and place a medium spring on. So now we're back to 2 medium springs. You're gonna take your box, place it short ways. If you're over like 5, 5, 5, 6, or maybe you're on classical equipment, place it over the shoulder blocks, all right? Here's where you're gonna need your dowel, bar, whatever you wanna call it, and just place it down here to start. Find your safety strap, feet are gonna hook under. All right, so if you can, I'd like for you to be a little bit closer to the edge of the box than all the way back. It's gonna give you a lot of space, a lot of support if you need. So flex your feet, pull wide on the strap, all right? Take your hands and just wrap them around your stomach, all right? Legs stay energized. From here, just round forward, but think of lifting up and over those forearms. And now take the shape and then roll yourself back. Try not to let the legs come with you. And then lift up and over. And if you've got, some extra padding back there, sometimes, right, this is kind of why I like to scoot forward and kind of tuck the booty under a little bit. So let's do that again. Round up and over. And then from here, curl back, roll back, energy out through your heels, and then roll yourself all the way up. 2 more like this. Roll back, and then round up and over. Last one. Think hips slide under you. Pause here. Keep your chest exactly where it's at, and can you curl your pubic bone back just a little bit more? And now keep the energy in that pelvis, and then lead with the chest. Pull the ribs back. Chest goes forward, ribs go back, and then go ahead and just stack your spine all the way up. Go ahead and grab onto your dowel or your towel. You're gonna be about shoulder width distance apart in kind of a Lego grip here. So again, sitting up tall, keep the energy into your legs, pull the bar apart, and now float the arms up above your head. And now with that flat back, you're gonna hinge back, and then lift yourself back up. Try to keep the biceps at the ears. Let your gaze kind of travel up, and then they go back down. You got it. Keep the pull apart on the bar, and then lift yourself back up. Last one like this. Inhale takes you back, and then exhale lifts you up. Stay here, but find more of like a pitch forward. And then can you get just a little bit taller? And now side bend up and over to the right, and then lift back up through center. Side bend up and over to the left, and then lift back up through center. Side bend over to the right, make that left arm a little bit longer, and then back up through center. Side bend over to the left, right arm gets longer, and then back up through center. Now we twist in the waist to the right. Lift, 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 and then back through center. We lift and twist to the left. We lift, spiral up, 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 back through center, lift and twist to the right. You're gonna stay in the twist, and now lean back, go back, and then come all the way up. Keep those feet flexed. We twist to the left, go back, stretch back, and come all the way up. Twist to the right, go back, and then lift all the way up. Last one here, pull that bar apart like crazy, and come all the way up. Find center, lower the arms all the way down. All right, we're gonna skip tree today. We're gonna come off that dowel, just place it off to the side, somewhere where you're not gonna trip over it. Box is gonna go away. Headrest is gonna come up. Foot bar is going to come up. And you're still on your 2 medium springs. Just go ahead and check that. So long stretch, right? I'm gonna place my hands on the foot bar. I'm gonna place the balls of my feet or my left foot in first in the headrest crease. Take the other leg, lift it up, immediately find plank. Heels together, toes apart. Lift your sternum up away from the floor. Lift your heels up high. With straight legs and straight arms, press the carriage out. And then pull the carriage in, holding that plank spine. Inhale takes you out. And then exhale pulls you in. Inhale takes you out. Exhale pulls you in. Last one. You go out, keep lifting up through the base of the ribs. And then can you get longer as you pull yourself all the way home? Now keep the carriage quiet, lower down onto the knees. Take your feet onto the shoulder blocks for down stretch. So just find a strong foot connection here. Lean the pelvis forward and now find extension. So heart is lifting. Your gaze is slightly up, maybe to the corner there, up at the wall. Press the carriage back and then pull the carriage in. Inhale takes you back. Keep the shape of your spine. Exhale pulls you in. Find a little bit of external rotation of those upper arm bones to open up the chest. Lower half should be very much at the party. Bring the carriage all the way in. Nod your chin. Can you keep the carriage quiet? Roll yourself up, lift the knees up, slide your heels about halfway down the shoulder blocks. Find your inner thighs. Don't be afraid to press your heels into the blocks. Pull apart on that foot bar. Press the carriage out. Let your hips lower. Keep your gaze kind of back at your legs or your stomach area. Pull the carriage in, in, in. Can you close the carriage and then roll yourself up? Shift back through the hips. Press the carriage back. It's your up stretch. Pull the carriage in. Keep lifting up through the base of the ribs. All the way in. Tailbone curls under more. Roll back. Your spine is just doing a wave right now. Shift back through the hips. Keep your neck long. And now with the carriage out, could you find extension? So reach your heart forward. Bring the carriage in extension. Nod your chin. Lift up through the ribs. Roll yourself back. Press the carriage back. Find extension here. Find the external rotation of those arm bones, y'all. Pull the carriage in, in. Roll yourself all the way up. Keep the carriage quiet. Slide down onto the feet for elephant. You pick if you want toes up or down, all right? So find your inner thighs. Find an exaggerating rounding shape through the ribs. Press the carriage back and then pull the carriage in. So upper body stays still. And now as you press the carriage back, right, that's where your stomach has to work harder to keep the flexion of your spine. You've got 2. And 1, pull the carriage all the way in. All right, we're gonna do feet down for your arabesque. Straighten your right leg out behind you. Make sure your hips are square. Right leg stays still. Press the carriage back and pull it in. Press the carriage back, pull it in. You're still rounded. Last one, go out, pull it in. Swivel the right leg out to the side. Find your hip muscles. Can you lift the right leg up higher? Press the carriage out and pull it in. Can you get both legs straight or both arms straight? And now swivel that right leg forward towards your springs. Press the carriage back and then lift to pull it in. All right? Think of lifting that right leg up towards your chest. Last one. And then step the foot back. We have a whole nother side. Left leg goes out. Drop that left hip down. Square everything off. Press the carriage back and in. Keep lifting up through the stomach. Tailbone should feel like it's kind of chasing your heel. Left leg goes out now. Lift it up even higher. I want those hips talking to you. Press it out and pull it in. Press it out and pull it in. Check your neck. Out and in. Left leg sweeps forward. Press it back
and in. Find your inner thighs, y'all. Keep that back heel down. Last one. This is your teaser. And then step the foot back. And then go ahead and step off. We're gonna skip long back arms today, and we're gonna go right to our stomach massage. So here is where you need that sticky pad. Place it like a runway strip, and now I want you to come back to your footwork spring. So for me, that was the 2 mediums and a heavy. You're gonna have a seat pretty close to the foot bar, like uncomfortably close. You're gonna take your feet up onto the foot bar, heels together, toes apart. Grab onto the front edge of the mat, and then pull with your arms in your back, pull yourself forward. Like you were just gonna fit yourself into a carry-on suitcase. Feel your tailbone curl under a little bit more. And now press the carriage out, hold here. Keep the rounding of the spine, lower the heels down, lift the heels up, and bend the knees, pull yourself all the way home. Press it out. Lower the heels, lift the heels, and then pull yourself home. Now, when you're home, right, you're pulling with your arms, but your belly and your organs are trying to pull away from your thighs. Press it out. You lower, you lift, pull yourself home. You go out, you lower, you lift, you come home. Last one, out, lower, lift, come home. Now, I want you to reach between your legs. Pop off that heavy spring. So now we're just down to 2 medium springs. Reach the arms out in front of you. You're gonna circle them around. Find the shoulder blocks. If this is uncomfortable, take your fists into the mat, right? No worries. So pin your elbows kind of in towards one another. Try to straighten your arms if you can. If not, once again, elbows can stay bent. Press the carriage out, hold here. Can you get taller? And point your pubic bone down towards the mat. You lower the heels, lift the heels, bend the knees, pull yourself home. Press it out, you lower, lift, and then pull yourself home. Now, press it out, hold. Could you get so light in your hands that they might hover? Mine aren't, but just think about it, right? Think about that work. And now lower the heels, lift the heels. Stay light in the hands, stay light in the hands as you come home. You go out, 3 more, lower, lift, pull the carriage home. You go out, stay light in your hands. Find your upper back. Last one. Lower, lift, come all the way home. Now, keep the carriage in as far as you can. Lift the arms, circle them around. Energy into the arms. Feel like they're pressing down into a table. Press the carriage out, hold. Keep reaching above the toes and get taller as you bend your knees, come all the way home. All right, so we're just omitting the heel lift here. Pull yourself home. Extra challenge. Can you only bend the knees to the width of the shoulders? Super hard. Last one, press the carriage out and then pull it in. Now we press the carriage out and lift and twist to the left. We lift, 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 and then back to center. As you go out, find your upper back muscles to twist you, and then back to center. 2 more each side. Lift, twist, back to center. Press it out, lift, twist, back to center. Push that foot bar away. Keep both legs straight, and then back to center. Last one, lift and twist, and then back to center. Okie dokie, we come off. Stay on the 2 medium springs for tendon stretch. Some people like the sticky pad, and they slide it all the way down. Right, if you don't need it, don't use it. Have a seat on your foot bar. Make sure the foot bar is locked, please. It's not gonna roll all over the place. So find just like a little Pilates V. The edge of the mat is in line with the center of my arches. Hands are on the foot bar, okay? From here, I want you to just press the carriage out with straight legs. So right here is your opportunity to kind of situate the feet, right? So your heels can go under, all right? And then bend the knees, pull the carriage in, all right? Last one, press it out, and then pull the carriage in. Last prep, I mean. So press the carriage out. Could you keep the carriage out? And now push into your arms, lift the hips, right? Now you're rounded, let your head drop. Could you press the carriage out a little bit more? Maybe. And now can you bring the carriage in all the way, right? Let that head drop. Keep driving down through the heels, and now press the carriage out, tailbone curls under. Keep the space on the sides of your neck, and now lift up through the ribs. Lift, 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 and then press the carriage back out. Keep the tailbone curling under the whole time. We've done this 1,000 other ways. Press it out and then push down through the heels as you come in. Last one. And then bring the carriage all the way in. Get that stretch on the back body and then just lower the hips all the way down. All right. Now, take your sticky pad if you haven't already. Chuck it off to the side. Your headrest is going to go down. Your foot bar is going to go down. You're going to stay on your 2 medium springs and you're going to lie all the way down. All right, make sure that you are centered. Now, extra challenge. Can you, while holding onto your straps, keep the carriage still and in as you place your feet into your short loops? So this is your prep for your short spine, right? Pull the feet to your seat, lower the hips all the way down. So another inversion, headrest is down, weight goes into your shoulders. Your arms are weighted down, heels together, toes apart. Press the legs out. Legs are gonna float up to your 90 and then roll those hips under, lift the hips up, close the springs, and once again, find space between chin and chest. Bend your knees into the blocks, hips lift up a little bit higher, and then pull your feet to your seat as you roll all the way down, down, down. Again, press the legs out. Legs go up and over. Roll everything up. Arms get longer and heavier. Bend the knees into the blocks. Pull your heels to your seat. Roll all the way down, down, down. Press the legs back out. We're gonna switch it up this time. Legs go up and over. Up and over. Bend your knees into the blocks. Keep your feet over your face. And now roll your hips away from your feet. Go as far down as you possibly can. And now take a big breath in. And then exhale, maybe you just sink a little bit deeper into that stretch. And now press those heels together. Pull your heels to your seat. Hips lower down. Last one like this. Enjoy this stretch, this nice little break. Up and over. There's your tendon stretch right here. Knees into the blocks. Feet right over your face. Roll the hips away. Try to get those legs straight, 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 straight. Press the heels together. Heels come to your seat all the way down. Lovely. Let's take the straps off. All right, hang them up. Hands go onto the blocks. Find your toes onto the foot bar for your semicircle. Go ahead and press yourself all the way out to the top of your bridge. So if it's too much on your shoulders, you can walk your hands up high onto the shoulder blocks, right? Little extra shoulder stretch, hands are gonna go down low. So drive your pubic bone up high, but soften through the chest and the ribs. Press the carriage out just enough to where you can clear the equipment and then roll down, roll down, roll down. All right, once you're here, heels, if you can, try to keep them high. And now press the carriage out 3/4 of the way. Carriage does not move. Curl the hips under, roll the hips up, find the top of your bridge once again. All right, the big toes are still connected to that foot bar. Pull the carriage all the way in. And then from here, we soften through the sternum, roll down, roll down, roll down. All right, just check your neck and your shoulders here. Press the carriage out 3/4 of the way. Pubic bone curls back. Roll yourself up, up, up. Pull yourself home. Find that lovely thigh stretch here at the top. And now we reverse for 2. We go out, we roll down, tailbone's the last thing to hit. Once your tailbone is down, we pull home, roll the hips up, just a big old wave of the spine. Last one here in this direction. Keep that carriage quiet, y'all. There's so much work there in a quiet carriage while doing this. Pull yourself all the way home, roll the hips all the way up, up, up. And now with the carriage home, can you circle the arms around, find your ankles. And if you're like, girl, no, just find the frame, find something you can hold on to. Keep the pubic bone driving up and now drive your heels down and then try to bring the knees a little bit closer together just to deepen that stretch. And now circle the arms around, find the blocks and then pull yourself up all the way up. And then let's go ahead and roll you up. And let's come to
Only a medium and a light. So you're gonna pop off the one medium, medium, and a light. You're gonna come kneeling on your carriage, facing the back end of your reformer. Hook your feet around the edge of the mat. Hip socket distance apart. So lower half is very much at the party. I don't want anybody falling into the well here. You're gonna grab onto your long loops. You're gonna come into an active kneeling position. So think pubic bone forward, roof of your mouth over your ribs, over your pelvis. Arms stay straight, chest expansion. Pull the arms down and back, pause. Make the arms longer. Stabilize everything, and now turn your head to the left. Turn your head to the right. Turn your head to center, and then slowly release. You know what you need to do if you want more or less tension. Pull the arms down and back. Think fists down, sternum up. Turn your head to the right. Turn your head to the left. Turn your head to center, and then slowly release. 2 more. Wrap those pinkies around. Puff up the chest. Turn side. Turn side. And then back to center. Release the arms. Last one. Find your inner thighs. Grow taller as you turn side. Turn side. Back to center, and then slowly release. Let's place another spring on. So a medium spring. So you should have 2 mediums and a light spring on for thigh stretch. Go and walk your knees forward up against the blocks. Still keeping them hip socket distance apart. Not shoulder block distance, hip socket distance. Choke up onto your straps. So again, find that active kneeling position. Press down through the tops of the feet and the shins. Keeping your long line. Can you lean back now? Lean back, and then press down into your feet to lift yourself back up. Now, if this is a little scary, just take your head and just kind of look down. Look down at your boobs, look down at your stomach, your thighs, something. And now lean back. Keep your pubic bone going forward though, and then lift yourself back up. Arms stay straight. They're just attaching you to the resistance here. And then lift back up. Now on this next one, if you want to find extension, you're more than welcome, right? So we roll the chest open. It's a lift from the upper back. Take your gaze back, 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 and then nod your chin. Let your hips kind of fall back and then come all the way up. I think we need another one of those. All right, so we lean back. Find your booty, it supports you. Puff up that chest. Look back, find the inner thighs, go back, stretch back, nod the chin, and then roll yourself all the way up. Go ahead and hang up your straps. We're now gonna turn around. You're gonna come down to 1 medium spring now. Get those feet up against the blocks. Good connection, just like we did for our down stretch. Reach back for your long loops. Wrap your fists around, all right? I want those pinkies at the party. Come up into that active kneeling position, okay? Find your inner thighs once again. Reach the arms up at a high diagonal and then lower the arms back down. So just like your teaser, think of the arms reaching from your back, like the middle of your back. Reach them up and then down. If you're finding that your body is swaying, then you need to slow your roll. And you also need to find your lower half. So lift the arms and now open them out to the sides and then lower them back down. So a little circle. Keep the connection of your heels. Keep the connection of those pinkies. Last one. And then down. Now we reverse. 3 in the reverse. Keep the sides of the neck long. That is not changing. Last one. How those arms feeling? Now we circle them around and up for shave. Palms are facing down, index and thumbs together. All right, so find a little lean forward, bend your elbows wide, and then straighten the arms back out. Just like we did seated, we exhale as we bend, we inhale as we go straight. Bend and straight, bend and straighten. Now the arms go out to the side for your hug. 3 in with each breath. So we exhale as we close, inhale as we open. Woo! Exhale to close, inhale to open. Now we inhale to close, exhale to open. Check your neck, y'all. 2 more. Last one, finish strong. Open the arms, sit the hips back. Go ahead and hang up your straps. Nice work. So So let's go ahead and place on another medium spring, just so the carriage isn't moving all over the place. Headrest is going to be down. And we're just gonna do a couple inversions. So some people like to take their hands onto those pegs and pull the elbows wide. I personally like to have my elbows tilted up to the ceiling and my palms pressing into kind of that back part of the shoulder blocks. So go ahead and bring your knees into your chest. We're gonna do a little corkscrew here. So I want you to pull down or wide on the handles, whatever you've got on here. Squeeze your legs together. Legs are gonna go out to that working angle. Legs come up and over for your roll over. Now, just because we're here, we're not sinking down into the spine. We're thinking of lifting the hips up. And now shift the hips or the legs over to the right and then roll down your right side. Roll down and then lower the legs down to the right corner of the foot bar. They go over to the left corner and then up your left side. And now find center. Legs go over to the left. Roll down. They circle around over to the right side and then find center. Check your neck, check your shoulders over to the right. Lower down your right side. We're just massaging the spine here on the sides. Find center, over to the left, and then roll down over to the right, and then up, and now find center. Now, keep the lift of your hips. As you reach your right leg up to the ceiling, could you lower your left leg down a little bit more, and then scissor switch. So, can you do this with as little shift in your pelvis and as little shift, right, in the shoulders? So sometimes for me, it's like I can feel that weight shifting back into my neck, which we don't want. Legs are reaching up and away, up and away. Let's do 3 and 2 and 1. Zip up through those inner thighs and then roll down, roll down, roll down. Go ahead and just hug the knees into the chest. All right, let's go ahead and roll you up now. We're gonna grab that box again. And we're gonna place it on long ways. Okie dokie. So we are on 2 red springs right now, or 2 medium springs, forgive me, for some hamstring curls. A lot of people like to get into this a bunch of different ways. Either way, you're gonna end up lying down on your stomach on the long box with your feet into your short loops. So once you're lying down here, I want you to make sure you got a good connection with your feet into the straps. Your chest most likely will be hanging off the edge of the box. All right, you can hug in on the box. You can just rest your hands onto the frame. Either way, your neck is long. You're driving your pelvis into the box and maybe feel a little activation through the booty and like a little lift of the knees. So hug your inner ankle bones and your knees together. And now both feet, pull them up and over towards your seat and then slowly release. All right, again, toes go up and over towards your seat and then slowly release. Now, if you're thinking, holy cannoli, this is kind of heavy. It is, it is, it is. So for a little extra assistance, you can take your hands onto that front plate there. As you curl your feet to your seat, press it out. Give yourself some assistance, all right? So now what I want you to do is loosen up the push and then let your legs guide you back home, right? So let's do that again. Push yourself out, give yourself some assistance, all right? Keep the lift of the thighs and the knees and then guide yourself back home, home, home. We have 5 more like this. Press it out. Give yourself that little extra assistance and then resist, resist, resist. We have 3 more. I'm actually counting. Whew. Keep that low back long and open. All right. 2 more. Hang in there. How are those hammies feeling? Yo. Slowly release, guide it, guide it, guide it, guide it. Keep those big toes besties if you can. Now I'm losing count. Is this the last one? Resist, resist, resist all the way. All right, go and kick those off. Let them fall and hang down. So Now I want you to shimmy yourself forward for a little grasshopper. So the middle, kind of the middle of my pelvis is in line with the edge of the box. My hands are on the foot bar. Some people like to take their hands onto the frame. You do you. Hoping my face doesn't hit the wall here. So I'm gonna zip my legs up together. My arms are straight. We're already in extension. Now before my elbows start to bend, I'm gonna think of lifting my thighs up first. Then my elbows bend. Dive the chest forward, legs lift up high. Bend the knees, there's your hamstring curl. Straighten the legs back out, and then lift the chest to lower the legs down and straighten the arms. Before the elbows bend, the legs lift first, all right? Now, when the knees bend, can you find that same hamstring activation like you just did? Shoot the legs out long, and then lift yourself back up. We have one more like that. Dive the chest forward, lift the knees, reach the toes up and over, and then back out long, and then press yourself up, and let's go ahead and come off. All right, we do away with the box. We do. All right, headrest is gonna come up. Foot bar is gonna go back up. Little knee stretch action, staying on your 2 medium springs. Come kneeling on your carriage. Feet, wedge them up against those shoulder blocks. Hands are on shoulder width distance apart. Round into your spine like crazy. All this is kneeling elephant, y'all. Find your inner thighs. Press the carriage back, keeping the rounded shape, and then pull the carriage in. So for all my contemporary people out there, all this is your standing scooter, but we're just keeping that spine stable. And now we're doing it on both knees. So pick up the pace here for 3, and 2, and 1. All right. Now, I want you to find either a flat back or an arch back. You pick. Pull the foot bar apart, find your inner thighs, press the carriage back, and pull it in. Press it back and pull it in. Inhale out, exhale, pull it in. So upper body is just stabilizing you, while the lower half, right, and your core works. Pick up the pace for 3, and 2, and 1, bring it all the way in. All right, now's the grand finale of just the knee stretches, right? So off, round your spine. Really feel your tailbone curl under and your pubic bone lift up to your navel. Keep that sensation. And now try to hover the knees up, press the carriage back and pull it in. Press it back and pull it in. Now slowly start to shift your hips back so knees come up and under. Up and under. Keep lifting up through the sternum for 3, hang in there, and 2, and 1, bring it all the way in, carefully lower down. All right, while we're here, foot bar goes back down. You're gonna stay on the 2 medium springs for the remainder of class. So for our side splits, typically this is taught, even myself, with a light spring. We're gonna do it with a heavy spring today, so your 2 medium springs. So go ahead and step on. Knee stretches always get you out of breath. All right, so my foot is maybe close to the middle here. I find, right, the more flexible you are, you can walk further out. You do you. It's not gonna go far, right? It's heavy spring. So find a little bit of a turnout. Heels are in line. Let's take the arms out to the side for that letter T. Feel your tailbone kind of draw down to the floor. And now find your side booty. Press the carriage out to that point where you're like, ooh, it's kicking me back in, right? Hold. Now, when you're out here, I want you to feel the side part of your hips, like your panty line, all right? Working to try to really resist that carriage from pushing you back in, and then pull the carriage back in, okay? So get a strong connection down through the pinky side, the big toe side of your foot, and then press the carriage out, hold. All right, I mean, really fight it with all you've got. So often we do our side splits and we go out and we think all the work is coming in, right? And then come all the way. And I'm trying to talk to like distract you from the work. All right, press the carriage out, hold, 2, 3, and then resist back in. I'm really hoping that this is firing up, right? Press it out. When I say panty line, I'm talking about the full panty, not a thong panty, right? Hold, 2, 3, and then resist back in. All right, other side. Let's spin you around. Try to find a similar position as you did with the other side. Feet similarly turned out. Strong connection down through your feet here. Arms out to the side for that letter T, so your arms are at the party. Press the carriage out, hold. Fight it, fight it, fight it, and then resist back in. All right, make sure that booty isn't sticking out, right? Think hip points lifting up to your ribs. Press it out, hold. 2, 2, 3, and then resist back in. All right, we got one more strong one here, right? Press it out, fight it. Think of growing taller in your spine. Arms are getting stronger. Hold, 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 and then resist back in. All right, so hopefully the next time you do side splits, right, you'll find that same side hip activation, right? Because that's what we're using to open up the inner thighs. So let's place the foot bar back up. We're gonna finish with our front splits and our back splits. So staying on those springs, come up standing, right ball of the foot comes onto the foot bar. Hands come onto the foot bar. Step your left foot back up against the shoulder block. So you're in this kind of low runner's lunge here. All right, try to keep your right heel lifted. And now press the carriage out. And then pause here on the out. All right, get that back leg razor straight. And feel your right hip reach to your left inner thigh. And think of it as your hip and the back of your leg is what's pulling the carriage in. All right, press the carriage out. This is a leg press. This is your footwork, right? Pull the carriage in. Last one like this. We press it out. Try to keep that heel lifted and then pull the carriage in. Now, if it's available, you're gonna rise up, take those hands behind the base of your skull. All right, press the head back into the hands. And now from the hip, you press the carriage back. All right, if you can go leg straight, no worries. Pull the carriage in. There's your hamstring curl. Press it out. Guide the carriage back in. Last one. Press it out, get taller, press the head back into the hands, and then pull the carriage in. Reach the arms up to the sky. Think spine stretch forward, round up and over. Hands come down. Lower the back knee down to the mat and shimmy the left foot up against the shoulder block. Now before we go out, I want you to feel that lovely thigh stretch. In fact, let me get my foot up against that shoulder block. So feel like you're driving the left hip forward. Again, right hip is drawing down to your left inner thigh. Now, press the carriage out, 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 and then pull the carriage in. So, hopefully by the side splits, we've kind of woken up the side of the hips if it wasn't already, right? And you're really thinking about this working to pull you home. Now the carriage stays in. Keep driving that left hip forward, left arm goes up and over. And then breathe down that whole left side. Get that back heel connected if you lost it. And then take the hand back down. Let's do the other side. Come back up to standing. Left balls of the feet come on. Right heel up against your shoulder block. Try to limit the noise, right? Better than what I'm doing. So feel like your ribs are lifting off that thigh. We're not sinking down. Back leg stays straight. Press the carriage back. And then pull it home. So for me personally, my left hip, I have such a hard time connecting to. My right hip, it was like, I felt it all day long. Now here, it's like, is it there? But if you just think about it, you might start to feel things kick on. And now go ahead and bring the carriage in, steady the carriage, rise up, hands come behind the head if that's available. If not, find a safe position. Press the carriage out and then pull the carriage in. All right, press it out. Left hip draws to that right inner thigh the whole time and then pull it in. Last one here. Keep pushing down on the foot bar, right? There's your footwork right there. Arms reach up, spine stretch forward, dive up and over. Lower that back knee down. Shimmy your right foot up against the shoulder block. Find this lovely thigh stretch here before we do anything. Keep the right hip going forward and then resist the carriage from going out as you press back through that back heel. And then you go out. So I know I'm talking a lot about that front hip, but it's definitely work on both sides, right? That back leg it's not like it's not doing anything, right? Last one like this. And then resist as you come all the way home. Left hand stays down, right arm comes up and over. Keep that back heel connected. Breathe down that whole right side. And then go ahead and take the arm down. And let's do our back splits. We're gonna finish strong here. So, come standing, hands onto your shoulder blocks. You're gonna place your left foot into this crease. So your arch of your left foot is in line with the headrest crease, okay? Extra stretch, make sure that foot's parallel. You're now gonna step your right foot back onto your foot bar. So it's kind of catty corner right now. Hands stay on the shoulder blocks to start. Press the carriage out into this low runner's lunge. So my left knee is right over the center of my foot. I'm trying to get my right hip going forward, but keeping my back leg turned out. Now, keeping all these 1,000 things, press the carriage out and then bends the knee. We try to straighten that front leg and then pull it in. Now, what are we doing here? We just did it. So can you find your left hip muscles as you press the carriage out and in? Last one, press it out and in. Now hold here, steady the carriage. Can you rise up? Hands wherever. Again, we press it out and in. Find your tripod connection here through that front foot, y'all. Find those hip muscles. Last one. And bring it in. Hands come down. Dive up and over. Can you straighten both legs? And now shimmy your foot all the way up onto that headrest. So now your heel is in the headrest crease. Get both legs straight, y'all. Press the carriage out, out, out. And now feel your left hip in the back of that leg. Pull the carriage in, in. Press the carriage out. And then pull the carriage in. That right foot should feel like it's screwing into the foot bar. And then pull it in, in. Now press the carriage out, hold it out there. Keep all these things and now turn your head to the left. And then turn your head back to center. Carefully pull the carriage in. Step your foot out of that position. And let's do the same thing on the other side. Right foot, make sure those toes are forward. Left foot goes back. Every side's different, right? Sometimes a little disorienting. So find that runner's lunge. Make sure your upper body isn't sinking into that right thigh. Press the carriage back or out and in. So think of your right hip reaching to the foot bar or to your left inner thigh, right? So there's like this spiraling action. So left hip is spiraling forward, right hip is spiraling back. Now we steady the carriage, we rise up if that's for you. And if this hasn't been for you, just keep your hands light on the foot bar. We press it out and then pull it in, or hands light on the shoulder block, sorry. Keep the energy going into that back foot, it's important. Last one, pull it in, dive up and over. Now can you straighten both legs, bring the carriage in and shimmy that foot up onto the headrest completely. All right, we press the carriage out, 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 and then pull the carriage in. Remember, left hip spiraling forward, right hip spiraling back. This is your elephant with the splits. Lift the ribs off of that right thigh. Press it out and in. Now I want you to go out and then turn your head over that right shoulder carefully. Keep your inner thighs at the party. Turn your head back to center. Pull the carriage in with control, and then go ahead and step your foot back. Go ahead and step down, and you are done. If you made it to the end with me, nice work. I appreciate you.